Let's talk about what's going on in Kenya. Do you remember in 2018, on the 1st of April, when the South African government increased our value added tax from 14% to 15%? And we were told that that tax the increase is to increase the fiscus of the government. So the government needed money in order to roll out more services to the people of the country. And then as time went by, the money was used to fund grants, social grants of 350 to kind of like mitigate the unemployment rate of the youth and the majority of South Africans, right? So the government of Kenya is proposing a similar thing. But in Kenya, it's different in that the government is increasing vehicle tax. So your discs, you know how much you pay for your car disc? The government in Kenya is increasing that. They are increasing the price of bread. They are increasing the price of petrol. They are increasing the price of cooking oil. And the youth in Kenya is like, no, sir, no, ma'am. This has resulted in thousands and thousands of the youth taking onto the street and protesting and saying, we don't want this increase. So the increase has not been signed on. The government, Parliament, it was proposing it. It was put on the table in Parliament, and it had to be voted on. So the youth was like, before you even think of voting, we are going to show you just how much we don't want this thing. And the reason behind the protest is that the youth are saying, where do you expect us to get the money? We are unemployed. Our parents are already struggling with the prices of food. They can't afford anything. Our parents are struggling. We are sitting at home watching our parents struggle. And on top of that, you want to increase, the cost of very important things. I mean, if you're increasing petrol, you're increasing vehicle tax, basically. If you are increasing the price of bread, cooking oil, petrol, like you those are like, the basics that people need. So they're like, no, we're not even going to entertain. We're not even going to wait for you guys to vote and agree or disagree. We as the people, we're taking onto the street. So the youth of Kenya went on the street. They started protesting, and so far 200 people have been arrested and released. The government is saying that they understand and it's their democratic right to protest. But because Kenya is a democratic country, that means that Parliament still has to vote at the end of the day. Regardless of the protests of the youth, Parliament needs to vote. So we're still waiting on the result of Parliament, but the youth of Kenya is still on the street. Here is some of the clips I got on the internet and some of the pictures that I got on the internet, some interviews that the Kenyan youth has given to the media. Also, you will see a clip of how the VAT increase in South Africa actually affected our ability to afford things, and actually contributed to poverty instead of making it better. It actually made it worse, because now it means that more people can't afford things. Things are more expensive, because when you if you increase tax, then people who sell these products also have to increase their prices to make provision for the tax. That will be the first snippet that's going to come on, and then the rest will be related to the youth in Kenya and what's going on in Kenya.